You're probably watching this video because folks have been talking and you want to find out what they've been talking about. It ain't hard to figure out. If you ever been in a marriage for 6 or 7 months and it ain't working out and you gotta at some point tell yourself, this ain't working out, we can't live together. How long have we been living with them liberals? They go all the way back to Thomas Damn Jefferson. And if you look at what have they ever done for America, what have they ever done for us? Well, you got to admit it's kind of reaching that same point as you reach after 6 or 7 months in a marriage that ain't working out. They don't serve in the military. They go to college instead, learn about poetry instead of fighting for their country. All right. They took the prayer out of the public schools. They banned the Bible in the public schools. If a kid pulls out a Bible or tries to say grace over their lunch, they get kicked right out of school now because of liberals. They legalized abortion, and since then, about 2 million babies been killed. That's what liberals have done for us. They raised our taxes. Now they're talking about coming for our guns. At what point are we going to say enough is enough? Well, that's what folks been talking about. Folks been talking about how enough is finally enough. So if you've been going to the rallies, you've been tuned into Q, you know what folks been talking about, that it's about time we just get rid of them. I don't mean get rid of them. I mean we ought to round them all up and just deport them. Send them back to one of them MS-13 countries. Go be with them MS-13 people that they love so much. Now, if this is news to you, it's because you ain't been paying attention. But the liberals are starting to find out. The cat's been out of the bag. They done found out about it. And they started to raise their objections. They said, oh, you can't deport us from this country that we don't even love, that we don't even serve. You can't deport us because you know why? The Constitution says we're citizens. We got rights. You can't deport us. Well, let me tell you what that Constitution says, because I bet you don't know. Here's a Constitution right here. Does that look familiar? If you're a liberal, it probably don't, because liberals don't know what it says. But let me show you what it says. You turn to page 37. That's where it starts. And it says, we the people. You see that word right there? We the people. Hold that word we, all right? Let me show you something else you probably ain't never seen before if you're a liberal. Right there? That's a dollar bill, all right? Liberals, they get paid, from my understanding, is the way they do it now with the welfare is it comes on a little sliding check card to keep you from spending on drugs. But if you work a hard day's work, this is what they pay you with. A dollar bill, it's got General George Washington on the front of it, the greatest American that ever lived, next to Donald Trump. And on the back, it's got, in God we trust, right? In God we trust. Now, where did we hear that word we just a minute ago? Heard it right here in the Constitution. We the people. In God we trust. If you don't trust in God, you ain't part of that we, and that Constitution ain't for you. Now, I know some liberals watching it right now thinking they're so clever, saying, oh, Dale Mabry, you don't know nothing. They didn't put that on the dollar bill until after they wrote the Constitution. So how could they be talking about that? You know what they did have, though? They had the Bible. Here's something else you probably ain't never seen if you a liberal, because you don't go to Sunday school, and you went to a school that banned it because of other liberals. But let me tell you what it says. You turn to 1 John chapter 4, verse 6. It says, we are of God. He that knoweth God heareth us. He that is not of God heareth not us. All right? Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. It's talking about we. We are of God. Now, I know even liberals know that the Bible was around when they wrote that Constitution, and that's what they were talking about when they put that on the dollar. In God we trust. We are of God. We the people. So liberals are always saying, oh, that Constitution, it don't even say nothing about God. It's there. It's right there in the we. That we means the Constitution is for the folks that trust in God, and if you don't trust in God, you ain't part of that we, and if you ain't part of that we, that Constitution don't do nothing for you, and it don't protect you from nothing. So what are you if you ain't part of the we? You're part of the they. You ain't part of the we, and you're not a real American. So when you hear folks talking about real Americans, they mean all the Americans that ain't liberals. And if you a liberal, you ain't part of the we, and if you ain't part of the we can deport you. And it's about time we get around to thinking about doing that. Now, don't you worry. Don't you worry about getting deported. We're going to send you to one of them MS-13 countries. You can go live with them MS-13 people that you always talking about how you like so much. You can take their Bibles away, take their guns away, help them get abortions, whatever you want to do, just don't do it here, all right? America is for real Americans, and it's time that we deport time that we deport them liberals that are making this country not such a good place anymore. This is how we're going to make America great again. The real patriots know what make America great again meant, and it's about time everybody gets with the program. Now, if you just heard everything I said, if you didn't understand all that plain talk, that might be because one of two things. One of them might be because you a liberal. The other one might be because you a special kind of stupid.